Friends may twist and tongues may tie, plausible tales shape the sky. In the end you can verify the data don't lie, people do.
The data don't lie, people do. Never a truer word was spoke, hey? Now, where were we? In the last video, we left off at 12:41, where Trooper DeChico had made a note about witnessing Karen's SUV taillights in the ring cam footage from John's place. Ring cam footage that mysteriously disappeared once Trooper Proctor got hold of it. Something to note about that footage is that nobody testified that Karen had access to John's ring cam account. In fact, his niece and nephew refuted that claim. Also noted in the last video is that any claims or evidence produced after this 12:41 time period are in conflict with the fact that Karen is proven to be already back at Meadows. At 12:41, Jen's behaviour ramps up. Jen calls John. It goes unanswered. She later deletes that call record. At 12:42, Jen texts John, "Where are you?" And then she later deletes that text. At 12:43, Jen rings John. It goes unanswered, then later deletes the call record. At 12:45, Jen is texting John. She claims that this is when she saw the SUV drive away from 34 Fairview, and then she later deletes this text as well. At 12:45 is also when witnesses say they saw Karen leave again, either changing their testimonies from their original statements, or everybody saw Karen leave 3 times. At 12:45, the Commonwealth contends that this is when John was mowed down by Karen's SUV, when it's clearly back at John's place by this stage. At 12:46, Jen calls John, and then later she deletes that call record. At 12:47, Jen rings John again, and then later deletes that call record. At 12:50, Jen calls John again, and then later deletes that call record. As I said in the last video, the only person who really has any reason to be calling John over and over and over is the angry one that he left to babysit the kids. At 12:55, Karen texts John, "I'm going home," warning him, "You better get your ass back here, because I'm leaving." At 12:55, she texts, "See you later." To me, this is Karen telling John, "Get your ass home," still. At 12:59, Karen leaves a voicemail, "John, I'm here with your effing kids, and nobody knows where you are. You're a effing pervert." So by this stage, she's just like beyond angry and thinks he's out having an affair. At 1 a.m, Nicole Albert claims everyone had left 34 Fairview, but we find out that no, people are still leaving after 1 a.m, according to their testimonies. At 1:02 a.m, Karen texts John again, "Your kids are effing alone." Still trying to get him to come home to the kids so she can go home. At 1:02 a.m, Karen calls John. It lasts for 1 second, but she doesn't leave a voicemail. 2 minutes later, she texts John, "I'm back in Mansfield, the kids are home alone." Still trying to get John to go home to the kids so she can leave. At 1:11, Karen rings John and leaves a voicemail, "I'm here with your effing niece and nephew, pervert." Still trying to get him to come home. At 1:18, Karen rings John, "I'm going home. You're using me. You're with another effing girl and then sleeping next to me. Effing loser. F yourself. Nasty call." She's obviously at her wit's end by now. At 1:30, this is when Higgins originally said he leaves 34 Fairview to go to Canton PD. And then in his testimony, Sergeant Good confirms that he sees Brian Higgins at Canton PD at 1:30. At 1:45 a.m, Caitlin Albert changes her testimony and says that she left 34 Fairview after everyone else had left. At 1:47 a.m, Matt and Jen McCabe say that they left 34 Fairview with Julie Nagel and Sarah Levinson, and I would only believe them because it was actually confirmed by Jen McCabe's phone location. At 2 a.m, Caitlin's boyfriend testified that he picked her up, which conflicts with her testimony that she left at 1:45 and was the last one to leave. At 2 a.m, Nicole Albert says she has gone to bed. At 2:03 a.m, Jen's phone location records her turning right onto Lawrence Street, which is on the way to either Sarah's or Julie Nagel's house. At 2:04 a.m, another phone location record from Jen's phone. At 2:12, Jen and Matt arrive home after dropping the girls off, and I'm only going to believe that because Jen's phone location records put her back at home. At 2:15, Brian Loughran clocks in at work, getting ready to plough the streets. At 2:22 a.m, Brian butt dials Higgins, and the call is unanswered. At 17 seconds later, Higgins calls Brian back, and they have a 22-second phone call. At 2:25, Jen McCabe begins sending texts. At 2:26, Jen McCabe starts deleting stuff. At 2:27, Jen McCabe googles how long to die in the cold. Clearly she's in a panic because she's sending out texts. Who's awake at 2:30 in the morning? Like, really? Clearly she's in a panic and she's trying to coordinate stuff. At 2:30, Brian Loughran begins ploughing Cedar Crest. At 2:45, Brian Loughran testified that he's doing his first pass ploughing Fairview and he saw no body. At 3:30, Brian Loughran says he makes a second plough pass, but he's blocked by a forward edge at 34 Fairview. And then at 4 a.m, Brian Loughran returns again to attempt the second plough pass of 34 Fairview, but he is still blocked by the forward edge. We'll pull it up there, but there is more timeline to go through, continuing on from when Karen wakes up that morning. But there is a specific time frame that we just covered now that I want to draw your attention to. You'll find I don't speculate much, and I am speculating now, so speculation warning. But I do wonder if Lucky Loughran wasn't supposed to be the fall guy. And this is why.
Truths and stories gotta collide. Alibis get swept aside. I got proof that can't be denied. The data don't lie, people do. Waves crashing, secrets in the tide. Facts and numbers side by side. Through the chaos I will abide. The data don't lie, people do. Look at the records, feel the vibe. Digits and bytes come alive. I stand tall with nothing to hide. The data don't lie, people do. May twist and tongues may tie. Plausible tales shape the sky. In the end you can verify. The data don't lie, people do. It's in the matrix beyond the eye. Hard truth that's flying by. Evidence you can't defy. The data don't lie, people do. Look at the records, feel the vibe. Digits and bytes come alive. I stand tall with nothing to hide. The data don't lie, people do. Digits and bytes come alive. I stand tall with nothing to hide. The data don't lie, people do.